Hi everybody, Nancy here. Alright, I'm going to show you how to create a document one page at a time. This is one of those things that has always kind of intimidated me, and when it intimidates me, I don't want to think about it right now. It's like I'm going to do something now. I don't want to do it right now. I don't want to learn that. But today I was determined I was going to figure this thing out. So knowing that, if you guys have a better way, I welcome any input. It would be great if you would add it to the comments. This is how I figured it out. Now, well, let me go ahead and get started. First thing you have to do is go back out to the documents level. You have to start with something. You have to have one page. And I have actually got documents. You can see on my top row to the far right, I've got one called one page. So I'm going to click on that. And so that's one page. But if I do plus to get the second page, see, I get the white. It's just a plain old white, yucky, nothing. Let me turn off the scroll. It's just plain white, which is like, well, why? Because the other one has got a, it's got the thing. But I'm going to go back out again just so you can see that you don't have to have it already made. You can do it with the plus and do create document. And ZoomNotes came with some already set up pages. So, but then up at the top, towards the top, it's some that I have created since I got it. And but I'm going to use one of the defaults. Another thing, if I want to go to custom, I have all these options down here. I can do Cornell, or I can do, I've got options to start with. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. We'll do create with this, using this Cornell layout. Again, it's one page, and if I do plus, oh, well, there you go. That one's good. That one, it must be set up. You can see that I, this is what happens when I just go off cuff. So that has been set up to be the default. That's cool. So if I click on the, let me get this one right here to do the page in page, and I click on that, see that it's been set this way. However, let's see, I decide that I don't want this to be the default. Let me select that, delete it. If I go to this right here, that gear, I'm getting better at this little pointer thing too. I didn't realize it stayed open. Okay. I don't love this particular layout. It's not working for me. So I can scroll up to the top, and I can change anything. I can change the margins. I can change it to dots. I can change it. I can make all kinds of changes here. I just change it to lines. Change it to blank. I can have music lines. All right. A graph paper. So you make changes, but you have to remember it's going to default back to the, well, let me show you, done. If I do a plus now, see, it defaults back to the original. So you have to go back to this right here, click on that, and scroll down until you get to the thing that says set as page default. Oops. Okay, it doesn't let me use my pointer when I've got that little window popped up. So set as page default. Now, if I do the plus, if I go to this one right here, click on that, see my new page is this. Now I know the whole thing. Now we go back out. If I go to the pages screen, I know that I could just make multiple copies of any one of these pages, just keep making copy, keep making copy. Like doing this, select one, and then do copy to, and just do copy, and it'll just keep making copies. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to do it from inside here. So if I, let's see, let me show you something while I'm here. If you turn on the scroll, turn that on, it's the arrows. Let me show you something while I'm here, might as well. If I click on that, I get the little menu. You see that little circle rounded thing that goes around and around? That means you can, if it's easier for you to write at this angle, then you can turn your page. So that's what that little icon's for. But I want to do scrolling, and I've got it set to scroll vertically. If I go to my my gear over on the left, see, I've got it doing vertical now. I can change it to horizontal, and now I can go left to right to move between pages. But I'm going to do vertical just for kicks. Okay, now I'm going to go back to it, and I'm scrolling like this. When you get to the last page, watch what happens. At the bottom, okay, I'm on page 5 of 7. I want to go to 7 of 7. See, it just added a page. It's now on 7 of 8, 8 of 8, and I drag up and let go, and it creates another page. So, awesome. All right, so that's how you can add pages as you go that look exactly like what you want the pages to look like. All right, but I'm not loving this. I'm gonna do one from scratch, sort of, kind of. Let me go ahead. I just like to start with less pages, and I'm going to show you something. I'm going to go ahead and select all of them just to show you. I've selected all the pages that I've got, and I go to the trash can and do delete pages, and see, it won't let me delete all of them. It makes me have at least one. So I'm done now. And go back, and here's my one defaulted page. And again, okay, I'm not loving it. So I decide I'm going to create my very own from scratch using other people's pages. I'm sorry. Again, I'm doing something that's kind of off. Not exact. Let me not do that because I don't know what's there. I'm going to go to my iCloud where I know where some pages are that I want to use. And see down here, it's my favorite girl again. Let me just get one of them. And select one of them, pull it in. And I'm going to drag it here, and see, I've got the guidelines turned on so that I can I picked the wrong side. I must have something turned on. Hold on. I don't want that snapping thing. Let's see, maintain zoom between pages. Well, I should be able to. I don't like that. And I bet it's because, see, that's the reason I don't like scrolling, because I can't. I use this. Turn that off. I like to be able to do that, and squeeze it and make it bigger and smaller. And if it's scrolling, it won't let me do that. Now, unfortunately, the size of the paper I chose up front is not like an 8.5 by 11. Let me see if I can change that. I'm going to go back over to the gear on the right, and I'm going to change it to a better size for what I'm doing. Well, it's 8.5 by 11 landscape. Huh. Well, select it. Well, maybe this thing is not. Let me. You know what? She's in New Zealand, and I bet 8.5 by 11 is not their standard. Let me choose a different. Okay, A4 maybe. See, we're learning as we go. This is how I learn. This is what I do. I need to select it, and I think this is going to do the trick. I think that was the problem. So now I've got it. Now, it's lined up. And if I select it, get the little select it, and get the little square in the middle, click on that, hold it down, drag it, and now I've got a copy of it. That was the problem. All right, now I'm going to flip that horizontally because I want the girl to be on the outside edge of both of them. So I just go to my gear up at the top, do horizontal, flip horizontally. Now I've got the girl going on both sides. Now I want to pull in some spirals. I've got those on my iCloud as well. And these, I'm sorry, I can't remember where I bought these. I've had them a while, so I'm just going to search for spiral. I think that's how they're listed. Now see, no, these are not the ones I want, so I'm going to do coil, C-O-I-L, C-O-I-L. Well, maybe not. They were spirals, so that's what I wanted. They were inside of a folder. That was my problem. Now I'm going to select one of these up at the top. All right. Now when you shop for these things, be sure you get the kind that have the black dot. Not all of them come with that black dot. If it's on the edge, then you don't need the black dot. You know, if you were making it look like a binder that is coils on the left, you don't need the black dot on the left side. But if it's going to be like this, you definitely want the black dots because that gives the illusion of having holes in your paper. That's just natural. So now I'm going to crop the one I want out. Go to crop. I think I decided to go with the gold. And do done. Drag it into this place. And I'm going to drag it down to fill the page. And that looks good to me. All right, so now we have that. But if I do the plus, see, it's still not doing me any good. Now I'm going to select. Now let me just show you. See, now this is still selectable, these pictures and everything. And I really don't want them selectable. I want them to be frozen. Now I could put them on a layer and lock it, but I don't want to do that. I want to make it permanent. So I go to the gear again and create page background image. Click on that. It has done it. Now it's no longer selectable. If I go here and I take the opacity down, I opened up the layers thing. See, now it's the background. All right, and that's what I want, and that's what I want to be able to duplicate. So again, I have to create a template. Now I know that I've already done it, but I'm going to do it again for you guys to see. If I go to out to the page level, just click on the stack of paper. I'm going to select that, just get rid of it. I like to start from clean. Then I do select the picture, and then to paper over next to the trash can, click on to paper. And it asks you, do you want to export the selected page as a paper template? Yes, I do. So I've just created a template. I do done. I go back. Now when I click on the gear over here, this gear, I go to my templates, which is right underneath the preview. Go to templates, and see, it automatically defaults to that one. But if just underneath it, I can select on the right arrow, and see, there it is. There's the one I just created. See, I told you I'd already done it once, but I'm going to select that. And now I'm going to make that my default, set as page default. Now I can click on the plus, and no matter how many times I select it, it will always give me the same picture. And if I click on the page in page, or the whatever document, I'm not real sure. I think it's called document in subdocument, but I always call it page in page. That's what it is to me. So if I double tap on that, now it opens up. I'm on the subdocument. I want to get out of it, so I click on this arrow right here, and that takes me out of it. This little guy, whoops, I clicked on it again. I shouldn't have done that. So I'm going to click out of it. Now I'm going to change my tool to the select tool, select it and drag it, make it smaller, put it inside this basket. So now pretty much only you know it's there because it's so subtle. And now I can double tap it if I want to use it, and it opens it up. Now I'm in my page in page. Again, I'm going to go to the up arrow and get back out of it. And there's my little page in the basket. All right, I think I covered everything. And again, if I look at all the pages, they're all the pages that I want back. And if I turn on the scrolling thing, I lift up, it pops up and creates a new one. If I'm writing along, pen, I'm writing, I get to the bottom, I look and say, oh, I'm out of paper. That's okay. I just drag up, let go, and get a whole new page. I'm on page 7 of 7. I can go back up and see my writing. See? Piece of cake. All right. Y'all have a great day here.